Welcome back to Creative Director Reacts, and today we're looking at the most acclaimed British advert of all time for Guinness. That's right, today we are looking at the ad called Surfer for Guinness by AMV. And a nice treat for all of us today, I have the slightly longer edit. So the original ad that went out, I believe, was the 30-seconder on ITV back in 1999 during a sports tournament. The ad we're going to look at now is the longer edit. It runs at about a minute and a half. Um, and just so you know, there is a silence in the first about 10 seconds. So, in case you're wondering, that silence is meant to be there. We'll run it through, then I'll pull it back and I'll break down why I think this is a fantastic ad. Let's take a look.
He waits. That's what he does. And I'll tell you what. Tick followed tock, followed tick, followed tock, followed tick. Ahab says, I don't care who you are, here's to your dream. The old sailors return to the bar. Here's to you, Ahab! And the fat drummer hit the beat with all his heart. Here's to waiting.
Okay. Wow, there's so much to love there. As I mentioned, this is the longer edit, so I love that quietness at the beginning of the ad. In fact, I also like the quietness at the end. You know, we see the guys on the beach and they're just kind of messing around. Um, it's the lack of sound, actually, I think, that makes it even more impressive. So, this is the story of the surfer. The surfer has to wait for the waves to come to them. The storyline is informed by Moby Dick. Obviously, this isn't the real Moby Dick story, but they've borrowed some characters. There's a reference to Ahab, references to sailing. Um, it's a black and white ad, which of course now makes total sense because we love Guinness's black and white advertising. Their product is also black and white, so it makes total sense to run it in black and white. Um, the advert created by AMV, video effects done by Framestore, and this came out in 1999. So for the fans of late 90s British electronic music, you would have recognized a song by Left Field. I believe it's called Fat World. This was just an audio segment that eventually became a full track. Like I said, I think it's called Fat World. Um, so do definitely check that out. And there's a nice juxtaposition between that really kind of electronic building beat and what feels like vintage footage, but it's not really. It's shot in the late 90s, so it's relatively recent still. What else do I like about it? The creators that worked on this, they went to a couple of pubs in I think it was in North London, as the story goes, and they timed how long it took to pour a pint of Guinness. Now, if you're in a busy pub, you might say that the fact that it takes a lot of time to pour a pint of Guinness, you have to wait for it to settle, takes longer than pouring a pint of lager, you might consider that a negative product experience. But what they've done is they've turned that upside down, turned on its head, and actually almost made a virtue of the fact that it takes longer to pull a pint of Guinness. So the headline of "Good Things That Come to Wait" is obviously it's not unique to Guinness. It's a saying that's been around for a very long time, but it's perfectly applied to this scenario. And What's the most interesting thing of all, I think, is that this campaign ran in 1999. It might have briefly gone to 2000, I'm not sure. But that was the last time that that line got used. So the ad line of good things that come to those who wait uh, is actually more than 20 years old, nearly 25 years old, but people still think that it is the brand line for Guinness, which is incredible. Just shows how powerful it is. And there've been lots and lots of, campaigns since then, but people will still say, good things come to those who wait. So that just shows the power of good advertising. Um, uh, a couple of other things to note. Obviously, again, it's very artistic. It's poetic. It feels like you're reading a book, and there's beautiful storytelling. It's also very visual. It's an ad you still want to watch today. So if it was to run on TV, I believe that people would still stop and go, "Wow, that looks cool," or "That's interesting." And all around, I think a great bit of advertising, and it's clear to see why it's considered the most acclaimed British ad of all time. So that is Surfer for Guinness by AMV. If you'd like me to review one of your favorite ads, then please do let me know. Otherwise, please do like and subscribe.